As we creep towards the end of the NBA regular season, I feel like each week there's a new performance that brings up the conversation of the MVP and asking the question whether or not insert name for the week can win the MVP. This week, because of last night, Victor Wembanyama is on the front of mind. And Wemby last night had 26, 15, and 5 blocks against the Miami Heat. It was a nationally televised game on NBC. And Peacock, the Spurs beat the Heat 136-111. The Spurs are the second best team in the West, and Wemby has been fantastic this season. When we ask the question, can this guy win the MVP? There are only a few guys, I think, right now, when it boils down to the conversation, that are included. Last week, I talked about it here on the show. I think it was on Friday, that Luka has a chance with the Lakers to be in that conversation because he essentially, for the month of March, has been incredible. He's had a couple of 50-point games. He had a 60-point game. He's had like 4 different games in the 40s. Luka has been playing great basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Lakers have been playing great basketball. Mm-hmm. So Dončić is in the conversation. Wembanyama has been in the conversation this entire year, and they're all chasing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which I think is going to win the award. So I think what's going to happen here is because the Thunder are the number 1 team in the West, and because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is still having a great season, even though he missed some time with injury, I think it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's award to win here this season for the MVP.
I agree with you, and I think that now you're starting to see, obviously, that's why we're talking about this, the politicking, because that's what Victor Wembanyama said yesterday after the win, is that now that he believes that he should be in consideration for MVP this year. And I think that you make a good point with Luka. If you look at the last 10 games, Luka has averaged, over 30 points a game he scored over 30 points a game in his last 10 games. And he's had great games over that stretch. And I think that Luka has more of a case than Wembanyama. There's certainly a conversation to be made, but I don't think you can make a run the last month of the season and say, now it should be mine. This is a full season award.
Yes.
And I think that Luka's played great the last 10 games, but I don't think you can just show up in the second half of the season when everybody starts watching and everybody starts, showing up for the NBA and say, well, now I deserve the MVP.
Well, I agree with you. And that was the point that I was making with Luka on Friday on the show, is that he's doing something that's incredible. And if he continues to do that, and most teams have about 10 games left in the season, if he's able to pull off a run like that for the rest of the regular season, he's got a chance. But with that said, you kind of have to be around for the entire season, which I do think plays into Wembanyama's point, because it is both ends of the court. Listen to the stat for Wembanyama. This season, he's averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocked shots per game. There are only 6 players to finish a season with those numbers. Those players, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he did that 5 times, by the way. Hakeem Olajuwon did it twice. Shaquille O'Neal did it. Patrick Ewing accomplished it. And David Robinson. So Shaq, Ewing, and Robinson each did that once. The 6th player on the list, it would have been Wembanyama last season, but he only played in 46 games. So he will be the 6th person to accomplish 24, 11, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. So he is in company of Hall of Famers already as a young player, only a couple seasons into the NBA. So I do understand his point, though, because defense is half of the conversation. Watching the game last night, Tarico was joined by Jordan Cornette, who was on our show last week. And, Jordan made a great point during the game that it's not just the blocks that are the defensive issue for teams to deal with. It's Wembanyama lurking in the background on every drive, every shot in the paint. He's around. And that affects the way offensive players play, knowing that he can rise up and block your shot. And so, like, I think it does factor in. And I think it is a pretty interesting and fun conversation to have right now, because I do feel like the last couple of years, people have gotten bogged down with the boring, monotonous Nikola Jokic is the MVP conversations. Honestly, like, this is a good debate, whether or not Wembanyama or SGA or Luka should be the MVP this season.
Well, and what do you make of his other comment that, well, we beat them in the regular season record? You know, like, I mean, look at the record. The record is the record. The record is the record.
The Spurs have a better record head-to-head.
Yes.
The Thunder have the best record in basketball.
Well, the Thunder have the best record in basketball, but when the Thunder have faced the Spurs, what has happened?
Yeah, the Spurs have won.
Yes.
Yeah, and they've won big time.
Yes.
So I understand that. Head-to-head does matter. I agree. But the Thunder are also the best team in basketball.
I get it.
When we're talking MVPs, how much you factor in that the best team in basketball has the MVP on it? It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
The argument to me,
I mean, the Thunder have 57 wins right now. They're 57-15. The Spurs are 54-18. So they're close. They're close.
This comes down to me to always, and like, I guess it's the easy argument, but what does MVP mean to the voters? Do the voters take in just the best player in the NBA? Who's the best player in the NBA right now? Is it SGA? Then that's who gets it. Or is it truly the most valuable player to their team? If you take Victor Wembanyama off the Spurs, what are they? If you take SGA off the Thunder, what are they? Like, we talked about Cade Cunningham a few weeks ago being an MVP.
Yes.
What have the Pistons done since Cade Cunningham has left?
I mean, they're 7-3 in their last 10, so they haven't fallen off. They've won 4 in a row.
They haven't lost a game since he was diagnosed with a collapsed lung and has missed a few games. And I don't know if that's going to continue. Obviously, there's like 11 games left in the regular season that he's probably going to miss all of those games and come back at some point during the playoffs. So I think you have to take both into account. Who is the best player in the NBA right now? That should be an account. But also, what would that mean to the team if you removed that player from that roster? Like, if you removed, like, we talked about this ad nauseum during the NFL season with Matthew Stafford and Drake May, and who should be the MVP, who was playing better, who was putting up better numbers, who meant more to their team. So what would it matter to the Spurs if you took Victor Wembanyama off? Like, obviously, he's better defensively than SGA. He's not putting up better offensive numbers than SGA does, but, like, the Thunder are loaded. The Thunder are absolutely loaded. I'm not saying the Spurs aren't. Like, they're 1-2 right now. But who is more valuable to their team right now? The true definition of most valuable player. It's not best player in the NBA. That's not the award. The award is not best player in the NBA. The award is most valuable player.
That is how some view it, though.
I understand that.
You know,
but also some voters view it as the best story in the NBA. That's also how some voters view it too.
And I don't have necessarily a problem with that. But when you look at it, I think you do have to factor in the success of the team into being a part of the award. Because I think for the argument of, like, where could this team be if you remove said star, there's a lot of teams, if you remove the star from the team, they go from 7th to 15th in the standings. So I do think having team success means something. I also think that the story of the season plays into it a little, but I would prefer rewarding the best player in the league over just a good story. And I think that's what the NBA did and voters did back when Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs. The story was better that the 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, this little point guard that's running around throwing all these assists, that he's the MVP. That was a better story than just pointing out that Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league.
Yeah.
So I do think, and so, I mean, that's one that comes to mind quickly. The other conversation would be with Derrick Rose winning his MVP when clearly LeBron James was the best player in the league at the time.
Careful.
But the better story was Derrick Rose.
Yes, it
what
was.
What am I being careful about?
I have to walk you to your car.
It's fine. People know. People in the city of Chicago know. It was a better story. So Derek won the MVP. But let's be real. He wasn't the best player in the league at the time, but that story and that Bulls team had a great season.
Yeah, they did.
And Derek showed up and hit a lot of game-winning shots, and he played well in big national TV settings. And in the story of Derrick Rose and that Bulls team with Tom Thibodeau, that was a great story, worthy of the MVP. But LeBron James was in his prime.
Yes.
With the Miami Heat, when that probably was the best we've seen from LeBron. Speaking of LeBron, did you see this note? And you can text the show at 310-840-4910. Who do you think should win the MVP this year in the NBA? Did you see this note from Ramona Shelburne, who says that teams are not expecting to offer LeBron $50 million in free agency per year? So that's from Ramona. She covers Los Angeles sports and is very plugged in with the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm guessing LeBron's going to want top dollar when he gets to his next location. There's a lot of people out there suggesting, I think Sam Amick from Yahoo also suggesting that is not likely to be the Lakers in the future. And the two destinations that were put out there by Amick were the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers for LeBron's services moving forward.
He can't go to Golden State. He can't. He can't go to Golden State. Like, the story can't end in Golden State.
Why can't it? You want his story to end in Cleveland,
yes,
I'm assuming.
Yes. Well, no, his
I've
story. No, but that's how the book ends.
I don't need the real life Moana. I've already seen Moana. I don't need the redo.
I don't think you've seen Moana.
Did they not have two cartoon versions and now there's a real life version that Disney's putting together? I don't need that. No one needs that. No one needs the real life Little Mermaid, Abdalla. This is what I'm saying. I've seen that story. I don't need LeBron going back to Cleveland again. I've seen that story.
Okay. But that's the story. But if you want,
do you not believe that I've seen these things?
I understand that, but I'm saying
they're garbage compared to the original cartoons.
If you want full villainous turn, like the most hatred you're ever gonna get, and like the most LeBron bashing you're ever gonna get is go and trying to team up with Steph and Draymond for one final run.
Oh, no doubt.
After trying to beat them for so many years? Like, that's what you're going to do? No.
I agree.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There's only one place he can go. And it's Cleveland. That's it. That's it.
What about Sacramento? What about the great people of Sacramento?
No. He should go
to Sacramento.
There's really only one other place he can go and try to do it in Chicago, but I don't think people here would.
No. I don't want any
You want
part.
to win? You want to put up a banner where Michael put one up? That's fine.
He's not going to be able to accomplish that.
Yeah, they don't have $50 million.
And to a national audience, for those who don't know, the Bulls don't try anymore.
They don't have.
They're not interested in trying.
$50 million.
So even if he wanted to join the Chicago Bulls, they wouldn't be interested because it would mean they would have to do something and try, and they don't try.
$50 million.